The happy atmosphere of Spring Festival, the Year of the Pig, is spreading around China. And you may know that with Spring Festival, the colour red is hugely important. But what do you know about the legend of Nian? The festival began with villagers fighting against Nian, a mythical man-eating creature. Knowing that Nian was afraid of the colour red and loud noises, the villagers decorated their homes with red scrolls and used firecrackers to scare the monster away. Nian never returned, and these traditions continue to this day. Now I'd like you to join me for a very special event with some children from Tibet as we explore some of the disappearing customs of Chinese Spring Festival. "14 youngsters from a children's home in Tibet Autonomous Region were invited by Beijing Folk Literature and Art Association to celebrate the Spring Festival. These children came from 2 welfare homes in Lhasa and Nagchu City, travelling around 3,500 kilometers to reach Beijing. Zhang Yuan, the leader of this project, said she hopes the children will become cultural ambassadors.
我们小时候过年贴窗花、吹糖人儿，很多手工制作的小玩具，文化之旅就是让这些孩子亲自去参观、学习、动手制作，了解真正的传统的文化。
我是宁班基，大家好，我的名字叫尼玛班基，我的爱好是跳舞。
These children particularly enjoyed learning how to make blown sugar figurines and Manchu toy mice.
我们家这是祖传的，就是到我这儿第4代了。很多人说过一句话，哎呀，这是老手艺，真的就是快面临这个就是失传的那种感觉了。你得生存吧，生存从哪来呀？没有市场。到生活好了哈，条件好了，反正这些东西慢慢就从咱们的身边慢慢就消失了，见不着了。通过08年奥运会以后呢，市场一下就起来了，人们那个了解的也多了。进这个养老院、智障的这个学校，啊，咱们也经常去，慰问参加。台湾的一个退休的一个工人，70多了，从台湾那边专程过来的，就在我那儿待了1个礼拜。这手烫的都是泡，那怎么办？也是坚持，给我的启发很大。我说我怎么也得把它继承下去。
Here you can see toy golden horses being sold at the Wuxian Temple of Wealth in Beijing.
我们家做的这个金马驹是北京的一个重要的吉祥物。五显财神庙香火比较旺盛，大年初2开始请这个金马驹，叫带宝回家，马上发财。传统的手工艺啊，更多的是情感的传承。即使财神庙拆了，我小的时候我姥爷做金马驹的场景，我可能就能回想起来。
这是他自己独立完成。
西藏小同学做的这个中华开运术，源自于咱们中国传统的对老鼠的这种认识，表示的运气从这一天开始就能够轮转起来的意思。
开心吗，今天？开心！欢迎你们还来。
回去把这些照片分享在福利院的孩子们。
感谢老师们这段时间对我们的帮助和陪伴。2019年暑假我们那次见。
Today, Spring Festival is no longer about fighting Nian, but it's a time for people to spread joy, happiness and enlightenment to others. So we've learnt a little bit about some of the old traditions for Spring Festival, but how about some of the new customs? For 2019, the Year of the Pig, how will the people of Beijing be spending their Spring Festival? Let's go and take a look.
比如发红包，可能是从那种红包变成了微信转账啊。
以前呢，过年的时候通过打电话问候啊，或者是短信问候啊，现在都改成微信的视频聊天。
电子烟花，然后还有一些比较好玩的，就像那些人参烟花也挺不错的。
So how will you be spending your Spring Festival? Will you follow the old traditions or some of the new customs? Let us know. So, have a happy new year. 新年快乐!
Logic does not convince people. Pain does. The US and China have called a temporary ceasefire. Although clear-headed people once warned of the risks in trade war, no one wanted to blink first, until punishing pain kicked in. 2018 was the worst year for US stocks in a decade. with the worst December since the Great Depression. Meanwhile, China saw a slowdown in growth of investment, consumer spending, and factory activity. Trade tensions should not take the full blame. But what is painful is not a future we know, but what we don't know. And nobody knows if and when the Americans and the Chinese would play nice. But we do know structure dictates function. China is like a plant. It grows because it needs to. Although a little rain, some bugs, or strong wind might help or harm, in the end, it is the genetics that rules. And the genetics of China is to survive and thrive. China's reigning rhetoric is reform and opening up. Of course, China needs to transform its economic governance and rule of law. But let us flip the coin. America is the lazy partner in the dance. Partisan bickering has sucked up all the oxygen, and Americans are falling short of real reform. Its economic policies are unsustainable, industrial capacity is deteriorating, and investment in infrastructure and education is insufficient. America can be great, but will it? Both the US and China have been locked in a rivalry of rhetoric and counteraction. Is it make America great again, or the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation? Is China-America relations a race? Yes and no. Yes, because there's always competition among peoples, tribes, countries, and cultures. It is how history began, and it will continue to be a part of history. China and America are different and devoted, and they are bound to conflict in some ways. And no, because this is a new age, an age of connectivity. It is wishful thinking that we can all retreat back to our own tribes, free from the rest of the world. There is no insider or outsider. There's only good partner or bad partner. In the end, we are a cooperative species, even more so in a globalized era. I'm not so worried about a trade deal in 2019. The Trump administration is a transactional one, and there will be transactions between the US and China. But transactions are not cooperation. Cooperation is an organic process, and not everything is up for sale. The pendulum of history swings from one extreme to another, sometimes unsettling, but always moving. The case of Huawei makes a lot of people edgy. Will the West band together to resist Huawei's growth? Will China be cornered? Well, let us be patient. Patience is what brought China where it is now, and it will lead the country ahead. As Churchill once said, no failure is fatal, no success is final. What counts is the courage to continue. Chinese wisdom says, 物极必反. Wait, the pendulum will swing back.
The polar vortex is just this big counterclockwise flow of air, like a big cyclone, if you want to say, up in the Arctic and the Antarctic. Usually, these circular bands act as walls that keep cold air locked at the poles. But every so often, the winds break down and allow the cold air to escape. And this is exactly what's happening in America, across the mid and west and east in the United States, where the polar vortex has split into 3 separate bands. So, is this really linked to climate change? Many scientists believe it is. And generally speaking, climate change is warming the Earth, and areas near the North Pole are warming more than 2 times faster than the rest of the globe. And that has led to historically low levels of sea ice in the region. So experts say when the Arctic loses ice, it absorbs more heat from the sun, leading to the hot spot phenomenon. So hot spots, along with changes in the jet stream, cause the polar vortex to break down. The warmer ocean temperatures also add more moisture to the air, and this may be linked to the changes in the polar vortex. But the U.S. President Donald Trump doesn't believe this scientific theory. He once again mocked climate change by tweeting, "What's going on with global warming? Please come back fast. We need you." And here is what the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration posted in what many believe was indirect response to Trump's tweet. "Winter storms don't prove that global warming isn't happening." Take care, America.